Alright, let's begin. Number 10, the absolute speed limit. The universe is not a horizon waiting to be conquered. It is a cage, flawlessly and intricately designed, mathematically locked, and completely indifferent to our ambitions. We treat speed as an engineering problem. We build more advanced jets, more efficient thrusters, nuclear propulsion systems, operating under the assumption that human ingenuity will eventually outpace the vastness of space. We look at the stars and assume that given enough time and resources, we will sail between them the way we once sailed across oceans. The universe operates under an entirely different set of rules. 299,792 kilometers per second. That is the limit. Absolute. Insurmountable. A single photon of light can circle Earth's equator 7.5 times in 1 second. In 1 year, it travels 9.46 trillion kilometers. We call this a light year, treating it as a unit of distance. But it is not just a unit, it is a leash. The Parker Solar Probe, the fastest object built in human history, travels at roughly 700,000 kilometers per hour at peak velocity, fast enough to cross from New York to Los Angeles in 20 seconds. At that speed, the journey to our nearest stellar neighbor, Proxima Centauri, just 4.24 light-years away, would take 70,000 years. Recorded human history spans a mere 5,000 years. On a ship bound for our nearest neighbor, that entire span of human civilization would need to repeat 14 consecutive times before you arrived. Generations would be born, live, and die in metal corridors. They would forget what a blue sky looks like. They would transform our entire planet into a mythology told to children who have never seen soil. And that 70,000-year journey is not even a long voyage. It is just the starting line. Number 9. Night sky is a graveyard. Step outside on a clear night and look up. You believe you are connected to the cosmos, a vast, blinding ceiling of light shining in real time. Your brain tells you that you are seeing the universe exactly as it exists right now, in this exact second. Your brain is deceiving you. Light requires time to travel. When you look at Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, the light hitting your retina left that star 8.6 years ago. You are not seeing Sirius as it is. You are looking at a photograph taken nearly a decade in the past. When you look at Betelgeuse in Orion's shoulder, you are watching light that has crossed empty, radiation-scorched space for over 6 centuries. You are not observing the universe. You are watching a delayed broadcast. Stars die. They collapse under their own gravity and detonate in supernovae that outshine entire galaxies. The news of this colossal destruction has not reached us yet. The Andromeda Galaxy, our closest major galactic neighbor, visible as a faint smudge, is sending us light that began its journey 2.5 million years ago. When that light was emitted, early hominids were just beginning to walk upright. As every ice age swallowed the Earth, as every empire rose and collapsed, that light crossed the void between galaxies. Now it reaches your eyes as if Andromeda exists tonight. Yet, this is just an illusion. You are seeing a 2.5-million-year-old ghost. The further you look into the sky, the deeper into the past you fall. There is no way to see the universe as it actually is. You are permanently exiled from the present state of reality, and this exile will never end. Number 8 and 7. And no one can hear us. In 1977, humanity launched Voyager 1, our most audacious endeavor. It has been traveling continuously for 49 years. It has crossed the termination shock, passed the heliopause, and officially entered interstellar space. It is the furthest any human-made object has ever reached. After 49 years of continuous flight at 61,000 kilometers per hour, Voyager 1 has covered approximately 22 light-hours. Light-hours, not light-years. The Oort cloud, the spherical shell of icy debris marking the true gravitational boundary of our solar system, begins far beyond where Voyager currently sits. Voyager will need another 300 years of continuous flight just to reach its inner edge. To pass completely through it and escape our sun's gravitational influence forever, the probe will need 30,000 more years. Our greatest act of exploration has not even reached the border of our own solar system. Then, there is the reality of absolute silence. If we detected a civilization on the exact opposite side of the Milky Way and transmitted a signal toward them, that signal would take 100,000 years to arrive. If they responded immediately, we would wait another 100,000 years for their answer. 200,000 years for a single exchange of greetings. 200,000 years ago, anatomically modern humans were using stone tools in the savannas of Africa. We had not mastered fire. We were prey. By the time any alien reply reached Earth, the civilization that sent the original message would be unrecognizable, evolved into a different species, transcended biology entirely, or far more likely, extinct. Even if the galaxy is filled with intelligent civilizations, physics enforces a permanent quarantine. Everyone is broadcasting simultaneously, but no one will ever hear an answer in time. Number 6. You are always looking into the past. We live our lives assuming the present moment is a universal truth. You look across the room and believe you are seeing everything exactly as it exists right now, in this exact nanosecond. Physics ruthlessly shatters this delusion. Because light takes time to travel from an object to your retina, you never see anything as it is. You only ever see it as it was. Look at the moon, our closest celestial neighbor. You are seeing a 1.3-second-old projection. If the moon were to suddenly crack in half, you would stare at a perfect, intact sphere for 1.3 seconds before reality hit you. Look at the sun. You are seeing an 8-minute and 20-second-old ghost. If the sun vanished instantly, Earth would continue orbiting a pitch-black nothingness in space, bathed in warm, entirely non-existent light, for 8 minutes and 20 seconds before the gravitational tether snapped and eternal darkness fell. Look at the iconic pillars of creation. Those colossal structures were likely obliterated by a supernova 6,000 years ago. Yet, for the next 1,000 years, we will continue to look up and admire a magnificent monument that has already been wiped from existence. Now is not a universal constant. It is a local, evolutionary illusion designed to keep us from losing our minds. You are permanently trapped in an insurmountable sensory delay, observing a universe that no longer exists in the form you are seeing it. Number 5. The Alcubierre illusion. Faced with the crushing reality of the speed limit, physicists looked for a loophole. In 1994, Miguel Alcubierre published a paper proving that faster-than-light travel is mathematically permitted by general relativity. You do not push a ship faster than light through space, that is illegal. Instead, you compress spacetime in front of the ship and expand it behind. The spacecraft sits stationary inside a warp bubble while space moves around it, surfing a wave of distorted reality faster than a photon can fly. The math works. The physics are entirely sound. The universe, on paper, allows it. Then came the energy calculations. To generate a warp bubble around a modest spacecraft, you do not just need enormous energy. You need negative energy. Specifically, you need exotic matter with negative mass equivalent to the total mass of Jupiter. Negative mass has never been observed. It defies the standard model of physics. It almost certainly does not exist. And even if it did, harvesting a Jupiter-sized quantity of it is an absolute impossibility. The universe dangles the blueprint for interstellar travel directly in front of us, provides the exact mathematical framework for escape, and then refuses to stock the materials needed to build it. It is a calculated, mocking dead end. Number 4. The infinite mass problem. Forget warp drives entirely. What about brute force, accelerating to 99% the speed of light with the most powerful engine conceivable? Einstein's special relativity exacts such a mechanical toll that scales with velocity, turning this approach into mathematical suicide. As an object moves faster, its kinetic energy increases. Because energy and mass are interchangeable, $E equals mc caret $2. The object's relativistic mass increases as observed from a stationary reference frame. At everyday speeds, this effect is microscopic and irrelevant. But push a spacecraft to 90% the speed of light, and its effective mass more than doubles. Push it to 99%, and it becomes 7 times heavier than at launch. At 99.9%, the mass multiplier reaches 22. The engines must consume exponentially more fuel just to maintain the same acceleration rate. If a massive object were to actually reach 100% the speed of light, its relativistic mass would become infinite. Moving an infinite mass requires infinite energy, more than exists in every star, every quasar, and every black hole in the observable universe combined, just to push a single atom of your ship across that final threshold. This is not an engineering problem. This is not a materials science hurdle. This is a wall built from pure mathematics. The universe does not just slow you down near the limit. It makes you infinitely heavy and waits for you to give up and rot. Number 3. The time dilation trap. Assume we solve the energy problem. Assume we build an indestructible near-light-speed ship and launch a crew toward Kepler 186f, an Earth-sized exoplanet 500 light-years away. At 99.9999% the speed of light, time dilation compresses the crew's experience of the journey down to a few months. They barely age at all. They arrive young, healthy, and ready to build. But outside their windows, 500 years have passed on Earth. Everyone they knew is dead. Their children are dead. The governments that funded the mission have been buried in the ash heap of history. Human culture has transformed into something unrecognizable, or humanity has destroyed itself entirely. The crew arrives physically intact, but they have been violently uprooted from everything they ever belonged to. They are ghosts of a past that no longer exists, haunting a future they were never supposed to reach. Interstellar travel is not just about relocating through space. It demands the sacrifice of your entire reality. You can conquer the distance, but the universe commands you to erase your own timeline. Number 2. The expanding wall we can never shatter. In the 1920s, scientists discovered that the universe is not static. It is expanding, and that expansion is accelerating, driven by dark energy. The further a galaxy is from us, the more the fabric of space between us is ruthlessly torn apart. At approximately 14.5 billion light-years from Earth, this cumulative stretching of space becomes so extreme that galaxies recede from us faster than light can cross the growing distance. Not because anything physically moves faster than light, but because the space between us is growing faster than light can traverse it. This is the cosmic event horizon, a hard, physical boundary. No signal, no ship, no laser can ever cross it. And because the expansion is accelerating, that boundary is drawing closer every second. Hundreds of billions of galaxies have already been swallowed by the dark void of permanent unreachability. They are gone forever. The territory available to us, the portion of the universe we can theoretically interact with, is actively and aggressively shrinking. Number 1. The cosmic illusion we can never escape. The observable universe spans approximately 46.5 billion light-years in every direction from Earth. It contains everything we can see or measure, every quasar, every black hole, every galaxy cluster, every trace of the cosmic microwave background from the dawn of time. It feels infinite. It feels like everything. It is not everything. It is an absolute nothingness. In the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang, space expanded exponentially, far faster than light. Because of this initial inflationary burst, the actual physical universe is terrifyingly larger than what we can observe. Current models suggest the true universe is at least $10^23 times larger than our observable sphere. The billions of galaxies that make us feel cosmically insignificant represent a meaningless speck of dust lost in an ocean we cannot perceive. The overwhelming majority of reality exists permanently outside our view. Trillions of galaxies, unfathomable structures, potentially entirely different physical phenomena, all of it is out there right now. And because of the finite speed of light combined with the accelerating expansion of space, no signal from those regions will ever reach us. No ship will ever cross that boundary to see what lies beyond. We are not just trapped on a planet. We are not just contained in a solar system. We are sealed inside a finite information bubble, a cosmic prison with walls made of physics itself, completely and permanently blind to the true scale of what exists. The universe is not waiting for us to be prepared. It has already drawn the boundaries, enforced the limits, and locked the door. We live in a small, illuminated room surrounded by an infinite dark we are structurally forbidden from entering. The most disturbing part is not the size of what we cannot reach. It is that we can see it. The prison has windows. We can see exactly what we are missing. Subscribe to Spacevorax. The cage is real. And it is far bigger than anyone told you.